Continuing my series on updates to my 2021 Jayco 267 bunkhouse. We're gonna add a skylight over the master bed. That room, those of you who have this camper know that this front room can get very hot and hard to get airflow through there. So I will be cutting a hole in the roof to install it. So I thought I would video it for anybody thinking about doing it. Like you can kind of see a seam kind of right there. It's kind of firm right there. So I'm gonna guess that one of the roof joists is right here. So we're gonna go in front of that. We're gonna mark it out and start with just one little hole and go from there. Brought the inside liner just to kind of get more of a visual where exactly to put this vent. This will be, the hole will need to be larger than this, but it helps for visual. Then what I'm doing, I'm just kind of pushing down. I'm a pretty big boy to be crawling on the roofs, but definitely got more give there than right here. So I'm guessing there's a brace right in here. We want to stay away from that. So now that I have laid out where I want that to go, I'm going to cut a square out and then drill a hole, a small one to start with. So then that way, once we see under here, we can move. We'll have quite a bit of adjustment on how much forward or backward I need to move this. Really can't believe I'm doing this, but that front room gets so stuffy. This will be a lot nicer. Shove this tape measure back in there. Try to get an idea how far back that joist is. So, yeah, right at 2 inches it doesn't want to go. Go forward. Forward, we're making it 8 inches. So what I'm going to do is adjust this square up just in case there is a brace under here. If that's what I'm hitting, we'll go from side to side. Start getting tight about 7 inches over, which is plenty. Enough room. I'm going about 4. I'll cut this out in stages just in case I need to adjust it a little bit. Okay, so there is a brace right across there. Put us up here quite a ways. Might not quite be enough room. I'm just gonna start poking some holes. Try to center it up between these braces. Have to trim them back or reinforce them. If I have to, I put some better bracing in here. Looks like these braces are right close to 14 and a half. 14 and a quarter, just so we're a little small. Feel the brace in the finger here. That line, and this line up. The braces we're feeling under here. So now we just gotta move up here. Looks like maybe from the factory, they come with a box already in here with the way these braces are. So I'm gonna get a Sawzall. I'm gonna follow those braces. And I can feel in here. Definitely a little nerve-wracking. Never done this before, but one way to learn. Yeah, it looks like they have a nice little box already, kind of pre-made for a vent to go in here. I'm sure other models come with this vent already. But you can see right there's the brace. So I'm gonna trim this right along there. We'll make all our forward measurements off of this brace. Braces are right at like 14 and a quarter. So I'm going to cut the hole out to these braces and then we'll catch up. I'll turn the camera around and show you what we have. Okay, you can see better now. What I was talking about, it's literally a framework in here. So I'm gonna get a vacuum cleaner, clean all this up before I cut down into the bedroom. Okay, hopefully, I'm not sure how all this is recording with all the wind, but as you can see, I have it all cleaned up. And those of you who have watched the other video know how thin this is from when I did the window. So I will just use my utility knife and cut this out from the top so I don't have to try to measure. There it is. I'm sure if I would have contacted the manufacturer, they would have told me this box existed and how to find it. It probably would have been maybe a little quicker than what I did. But now I'll go get the fan and we'll test fit and then clean and get it installed. Okay, so fits in there. Make sure you put the hinge towards the front, but this is just test fitting. So now I'll clean and put butyl tape, set it back down on there. I'll go inside and make sure it's centered up, and then come back up and screw it down. So, see, put the butyl tape all the way around. Just one continuous. In this corner where it's a little thin, so I added some. And make sure you put the hinge off to the front of the camera. Alright, now I'll go check the inside. And before I actually screw this all down, make sure it's centered up and that inner ring will fit. And then we'll attach this and then put the lap sealant over everything. Okay, I just got done. You see how it's already starting to level out. Looking and spending some time thinking about how I was going to wire this in. There is a blue and white wire. And I checked, and those are for these lights right here. So I wasn't gonna wire it in to the light switch, but I forgot that these lights have the little push button on and off. So I can just power it up, and that way I will have power to the fan. And I can turn those lights on and off with the button. I'm just gonna splice into those wires and then we'll test it. Okay, so I got it wired in. White is ground, and then blue is positive. See them there, it's powered up. I put batteries in the remote. So we will go up. Yay! It's working. Alright, so now we'll finish up the trim piece. And we'll push it up. We'll put the trim piece in place, and then we'll need to push up and measure how much off the trim we need to trim so that it will pull this up tight when we attach it. Okay, so now we fit this trim piece up in here. The instructions say to measure this gap here, so then we can pull it out and trim it so we have a 1/2 inch. And this is solid here. This back piece, the ceiling moves quite a bit, so we want it to pull up tight. And there's 3/4 of an inch. So we will trim a 1/2 inch off the front, back to 3/4 of an inch back there. So this is where you trim it off. So we'll measure 1/2 inch down on the front side, 3/4 of an inch down, and then we'll just angle it. Okay, I got it all trimmed up, and we'll set it back in there just like that. Just struggling to get air up here. I did the modifications, the air conditioner, to get it to blow out these vents better. But yeah, a lot of times I'm camping off grid and don't want to run the generators too power up that air conditioner. So just being able to move air will make all the difference in the world. Excited. I hope this is helpful. If you found it helpful, give me a thumbs up, comment, tell me where I messed up, what you'd do differently. That way anybody else watching the video can see more than one perspective on how to get this done.